Hey guys, welcome back and happy 2020. To kick off your year, I want to show you 10 iPhone apps that will help improve your daily lives this year. So the first one actually isn't even an app. It is a search engine, and it's called DuckDuckGo. And one of the best things about DuckDuckGo is their tagline is privacy simplified. That holds true. Aren't you tired of looking up something on Google and then seeing a Facebook ad for it? Especially if it's something that you don't want to be tracked. Like, what if you're Googling, I don't know, Band-Aids? You don't want it to flood your Instagram feed ads for Band-Aids. Well, you can use DuckDuckGo and you won't be tracked. And in order to get to it, you can go to duckduckgo.com, or you can change it to your default search engine. So you can add DuckDuckGo as your main search engine by going to Settings, then Safari, and then Search Engine. And you can switch it to DuckDuckGo. You don't necessarily even have to switch it. You can just go to duckduckgo.com and still use Google as your main search engine if you want. It cuts through the clutter, and you can just take that extra step of improving your internet security. The second thing I want to show you is the only paid app I will mention, but it's a very powerful tool. And that app is called Pixelmator. And Pixelmator is essentially Photoshop for your phone. And I know Photoshop has its own app for iPhone and iPad, but in my opinion, it's not as advanced as Pixelmator. Pixelmator beats Photoshop at its own game. And it is $4.99 on the App Store, but compare that to the monthly price of Photoshop and it's a win. So let's check it out. I'm gonna get a stock photo just so we can play around with it of just like a random person or something. Okay, so I have this picture, this stock photo of a random person. So if this is you and it's the slight chance that you're watching this, thanks for making yourself a stock photo. Okay. So let's pull up the stock photo and I can show you the full capabilities of Pixelmator. So first, I'm gonna zoom in because I find that even with Photoshop or Pixelmator, that's the best way to do it. All right, so now you see this picture of this woman's face, but you can see that the contrast is a little too dark. And also the hinge above the door is a little distracting. So for that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap the paintbrush, which is always your first step, and then click on retouch. And then I'm gonna do repair and tap, oh, okay, see, it didn't really work right away. You have to be kind of like trial and error with this. But that kind of worked. It made her hair look a little strange, but you just keep doing it until it works. There we go. So that looks kind of good. So the repair of the hinge, it got rid of the distraction. So then I'm gonna tap the paintbrush, probably medium, and then I'm gonna click on the color in the top right. And then I'm gonna click on the eyedropper tool on the top left. And I'm gonna find the black. That's not really the same color, probably right there. I'm just gonna paint over her hair. See, that looks better, okay? Now, since this is a little over, it's just weird, there might be a filter on it, I'm gonna go to the paint, retouch, click on repair, so then that unlocks all of the tools. And then I'm gonna click lighten. It's just gonna boost the brightness in this picture. And it's a trial and error, that's too bright. So I'm gonna change the strength, and you can even zoom in for things like teeth, and you can boost the brightness, and then you can lighten the teeth. But that looks a little strange. So let's zoom in on her eyes, really. So like, see her eyes right here? You can't really see them, but now you can. But that looks weird. That looks like a I Am Legend thing. Okay. Well, you get the point. It's a trial and error. After I play with this for a little while, I'll add a fully edited picture right here, and you can see the difference. I'll actually show before and after of what I can do with Pixelmator. And another good feature of Pixelmator is you can click on the top left, the plus sign, and you can make your own image. And you can do a blank landscape, custom. So if you're doing an Instagram graphic, you could do that. And this is good because then you can do whatever you want with it. So you could add text, you could add effects, you could even play with layers on this app. So it's very capable, very advanced, especially for an iPhone app. So the third app is called Timetable. And I used Timetable so much when I was in college. So it gives you a rundown of your day in a vertical format. And I know Calendar does the same, but the way that this is organized is superior to Calendar in my opinion. So you can go through your day. So like Monday, I had color coded each of my classes, whether I had work, things that I did on the side. You can add in things that repeat each week. So I had my schedule in each week. And then if I wanted to add something different in on that day, I could also do that. So you would just go to the top right and then color code your task. Let's say it's pink, and then your task is gonna be subscribe to me. Subscribe to me in 2020. And the color is gonna be that, and then it'll just be save. So then it's in a chronological order each day, and I just think it's easier to read than a calendar. And while Timetable is for classes, I think you can use it for jobs too. Whether you have a certain meeting, whether you have other things, you can sync it with the iCloud sync so that it syncs up with your calendar. But I just think it's easy to keep track of homework, keep track of classes, keep track of work. It's just a vertical format that looks really nice. Stay organized in 2020. Okay, so the next app is another free app, and that one is called EWG. And that one is the Environmental Working Group. And this app, I take it with a grain of salt because it is a little extreme, but it shows you what's in your food, what's in your whatever cosmetic product you use, skincare, or food. Skin Deep and food scores. You can scan product barcodes, enter the name in the search, and browse by category. So if I was to look up, I don't know, my guilty pleasure is goldfish. My weakness, I'll eat the entire bag. It gets a 5.0 on the scale. So if you click on that, it shows you the ratings of the food score. So the ingredient concern, the nutrition concern, the amount of processing in the product. And then it gives you the top findings and other information. So this says that it contains the following ingredients that may be genetically engineered or derived from GE crops: canola oil and vegetable oil. And then contains ingredients derived from wheat and milk that are considered major food allergens according to the FDA. And I know it is extreme to just look up everything that you eat, but it's interesting to find out what's healthy and what's not, what's actually in our food. And if you switch that over to cosmetics, I was surprised that shaving cream, some of the shaving creams have propane in them, I think, Barbasol. So then when you click on that, it shows you fragrance, isobutane, and then you can click on the ingredient and it gives you a breakdown. So concern, human, any toxicant or allergen, strong evidence. It also gives you the amount of evidence behind the ingredient, the research. It's good to stay informed and to read up on the data of what you're consuming and what you're putting on your body. And another app that does this very well is called Think Dirty. That one is strictly for cosmetics, but that one gives you a better breakdown of all of the cosmetics. So like if I was to look up shaving cream here, it gives me a lot. And I think I had one in mind, Edge, I think it's called Edge Shaving. Yeah, because I used to use this, but then I like switched it. Fragrance, 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 all of this stuff, and then, I don't know. It seemed like I could switch to a better option based on the ingredients. So next up on the list, if you live in a city or near a city and you end up driving in a lot, there is an app called Best Parking. And Best Parking is a saint. It is the best thing ever. So you can look up an area that you want to drive to. So say, I was recently in the Seaport District in Boston, and it's almost impossible to find parking in Boston on a weekend. So you click on the Seaport, and then you click when you're gonna arrive. You can't arrive earlier. You have to arrive within an hour time frame of when you say. So say, I say 4 p.m. and then I'm gonna leave at 8 and then search. search for parking, it gives you a rundown on the map of how much pricing is. Jeez. Parking is a lot. But say I went with $13 right here. So I'd click on it, and then I can say book here, and then it gives you a 4-hour rate for $13. And then about the facility. And how it works is you book it, and then it gives you a QR code. And when you drive into the parking garage, you use that QR code on your phone, and then it scans it, and then the thing that like goes like that one.
What the heck?
And it lifts up, and then you're all set. And then you scan it again when you leave. So there's no payment contact, it's all on your phone. So that's an extra level of security. You never know if someone's like putting a mag swipe thing, like trying to steal your information, but that's not gonna happen when you use this app. The next app you might have heard of. Why does that sound weird? Do you ever like think about something, like look at a word for too long and then you don't even think it's a word? The next app is called Wish. I know, but I just have found recently that some of the stuff that's on Amazon, the same exact thing will be on Wish for 1/10 or 1/100th of the price. And granted, you don't know where anything from Wish is coming from, but then again, you don't really know where anything from Amazon is coming from. It's probably all coming from the same place. So you can open Wish. Sometimes they have really strange stuff on there, so I don't know. And then you can look up something like an iPhone case. Something that like you're not gonna plug in somewhere so it's not gonna explode, because that's one of my fears. I'm like, how do I know if it's like actually the wiring is all set and everything? If something sounds too good to be true, sometimes it is. But with an iPhone case, I feel like it's low stakes. So you can just click on it, and since I bought a lot of iPhone cases, I'm gonna do a future video where I open all of my iPhone cases that I bought from Wish. They know what you buy, and they give you free coupons for future purchases. So this is free, and I would just have to pay shipping. And then what I like to do to give that extra level, because you never know what you're gonna get, is I click on the number of reviews. So the 20,738 reviews. And then I click on the picture, because I like to see how it looks in real life. It seems like the reviews are pretty good. Clear case, perfectly, and I like the quality of the case as advertised. So stuff like that, it's great. You can look up things like a planter, literally anything pretty much. Most of it is coming from China, but it comes in a couple of weeks, and you get things that are virtually the same as on Amazon for a fraction of the price. You just have to wait for the shipping. But definitely look at the pictures in the reviews to make sure. Next up is an app called CoStar. And one of my friends turned me on to this. I never was really into astrology. I don't know, I take everything it says with a grain of salt, but it's still pretty interesting to hear what it has to say. So CoStar uses artificial intelligence to power your daily horoscope. It takes into account the time and date that you were born. So with CoStar, you can see astrology personalized to your entire natal chart. So when you were born and the date and time. And then they give you insights as planets move, and you can keep track of your friends and see how compatible you are. Now, I don't religiously follow this, or maybe that's not the right word. I don't follow this by the book completely. Like, I just like to look at it for fun. But some people, they'll look at it and they'll click on, say, Anna, and they'll be like, oh, CoStar says it's over, Anna. Maybe you're gonna get along with Banu today. It'll say like your Mercuries are aligned or something like that. And then it gives you a smiley face or a frowny face based on different categories of your friendship or relationship or whatever. So it's just interesting to see, and to see what they have to say, because sometimes astrology plays true in my opinion. Like, I'm by the book of Virgo. So, you never know. But it's interesting to read up on. And it's not biased since it's powered by artificial intelligence. And then the next two, one of them is too complex to go in depth in this video. So one is called Shortcuts, and Shortcuts allows you to automate your life. So you can do a lot of different things. Create a meeting note, reading mode. So then when you click on reading mode, it'll turn on do not disturb, enable dark mode, play music, and open your preferences. You can just do things like when do I need to leave by, remind me when I get to work, brush teeth timer, things like that that help automate your daily life. And then the last one, which I recently did a video on, is called Gotta Go. You can see how that works by clicking on the video, probably in the top right here in an info card. It's so great. Basically what it does is it'll mimic a text or a phone call and make it look like it's a real text or phone call to get you out of something. Yeah, excuses to get you out of uncomfortable situations, craft your excuse, add a call, and it was invented by Chelsea Handler, the comedian, so she'll walk you through your escape. And then it shows up like a real text from whoever you want it to show up as. Okay guys, I know this was a long video, but I wanted to show you 10 apps to make your year better. Kick off your 2020 with a bang. All 10 apps. Have your horoscope read, get discounts at Wish, find great parking, and what else? I forgot what the rest were. Oh, know what you're putting into your body and on your body, and use searching that doesn't track you. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to me. I post a new video most Thursdays, and I will see you guys next week. Peace and Happy New Year.